All right, we're starting in three, two, one, go. All right, so this is a brand new MST TAS made by homerfunky here. Do you want to explain what's going on with this TAS?
So this is a tool-assisted speedrun of the category MST, so the Medallions Stones Trials. It consists of completing all dungeons in the game, as well as beating all the trials in Ganon's castle. Some techniques and glitches are also banned. We have RBA or GIM in general, which are banned techniques. We are also banned from using SRM, Scale Reference Manipulation Glitch, which basically allows to complete arbitrarily anything in this game. So it is banned as well. And other than that, this is the rule for this category, if I'm not missing something. So yeah, it took a while to make. As it's a pretty long category, one of the longest, around 100% maybe. So yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so this category has been for a long time. This was like one of the most popular OOT categories for like regular speedrunning. It's kind of gone up and down in popularity over time, but this is the category that generally like has always had a really good amount of interesting gameplay in it. It was
Yes,
like,
that's probably why. That's probably why in TAS videos also there's only pretty much this category before. Like it was the first category besides any percent, of course, to be featured in the website. Like the first TAS of this category was from 2008 from Blue Bibla. So yeah, it's fairly common to TAS this category.
yeah, I don't even think there's like a regular all dungeons test, right? Or there might be by now. I forgot.
Yeah, like it's quite an appreciated thing since a while. But here we are starting with Navi. Like I didn't put a specific file names like some people do with TAS, because like sometimes people do entertainment trade-off, which I did not do in this run, unfortunately. So yeah, we are starting normally.
Also, yeah,
And here we go.
for some people
RTA time.
unfamiliar with what a TAS is, it's a tool-assisted speedrun, meaning it was done on emulator with save states and frame advance and everything to essentially create like a nearly perfect run, far beyond what a human could do. And you're gonna see some of that right now with some pretty good movement and RNG
Yeah.
manipulation, like getting all of these rupees from the rocks.
Yeah, the first goal is to buy some stuff in the shop, and we need to have lots of rupees, so lots of rock manipulation here, because they have 1 out of 16 chance to drop 3 rupees, and we threw like, I didn't count, but I think it was like 8 or something rocks, which was quite painful to do, but at the end it just worked, and we are able to collect 35 rupees very fast.
Yeah, so here buying sticks and nuts and no shield.
Yeah, no shield yet. And we are heading to not the regular forest escape, but we are heading to Lost Woods.
Oh, that was a really nice turn during the side hop by targeting the sign.
Yeah, it saves 1 or 2 frames or something, because you don't waste time to turn around. It is done automatically by easy targeting. And So here by jump slashing, this is a pretty old technique. Jump slashing at a precise spot. You can just clip inside the stone as soon as you land on the water.
Yeah, this is a really nice way to escape forest, because this way doesn't go through the Ocarina cutscene in the front, which saves a lot of time.
Here the movement is actually can seem quite strange, but actually the water gives a little bit of push, and the goal is to enter in the water when the speed it provides is greater than the side hop speed. This is the case in some places with some places of the water. And to cross the gap faster, we use the west, so the water extended super slide because it goes faster.
Nice. Yeah, that
basically keep the speed from the recoil when we go into the water, and by maintaining ESS position, we can keep that recoil speed.
Yeah, that's done by holding like very slightly outside the dead zone on the control stick to preserve that speed.
And as many speedrunners and TASers, we have to go through collecting the cocos as we need bottle for future trips.
Yeah, this part is very fun. I mean, this is fun enough as a speedrunner, but I'm sure passing this is a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Here I have a new strategy compared to the old test. I hit the cocoa behind the fence directly with the nut.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is great news, so it saves a little bit of time. We're already done with the first part. Here it's technically possible to get this cocoa up the windmill without climbing up, but I tried and it's basically slower. It consists of throwing a deconut near the ladder and the cocoa just falls off, but it's super painful to manipulate and it's not even faster because you just waste time waiting for the cocoa to fall off. But yeah. And here we just dive into the bottom of the well, because Navi allows you to dive after slashing the deco stick. You can still talk to Navi and move a little bit. And so here we are doing the famous trick, the Skulltua's corpse push, a little bit fast in a TAS way.
Yeah, that's done. The way that works is the Skulltula's dead corpse pushes Link right as he's like walking up a little slope, and the slope plus the push of the corpse allows Link to get pushed out of bounds and get bombs early. And bombs early are super important. Explosives are like the best item in the game. And then another out of bounds here to grab the Hylian shield in that chest, and conveniently also a Deku shield in this chest.
Yeah, shield is really important. We'll need it later.
Yeah.
And here Say warping was slightly faster than this warping, because taking damage takes a little bit of time. And we're again Say warping back to Kokiri Forest. And guess where we are heading next?
The good old Saria Hess.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. The clipping into the house to skip climbing up the ledge.
Yeah, with some certain angle and speed, you can clip inside the house, and you can side hop to be close enough of the floor so that you pop up the floor and avoid climbing the ledge. Saves a little bit of time.
And bugs.
Here we were.
Bugs, one of the most important things. Will be used frequently in the run.
here with a very precise, very precise backflip. You can land exactly on a gap, you know, between the rock and the loading zone and just clip inside it. It just avoids using a bomb shoe. Here, like the previous TAS, we'll need to get up to get bombs, but we can simply just hover up with just 4 bomb cheers and climb up the statue.
Very cool head climb there. Using being able to hover off both the BMOS explosion and the head explosion is super cool. Oh, and then super sliding onto the switch there allows... Normally, like, doing a super slide off a ledge just makes Link fall like normal, but by activating a cutscene there, he can fall while super sliding during the cutscene, and that lets him go all the way to the loading zone there.
Yeah, this was slightly faster than, say, warping, but it's also way cooler. And the next part we are getting to is the Baker Tree, because with ISG we can climb on this house with an invisible piece of land and just backflip into the house, and from there just hover and mega flip. Done pretty well.
Yeah, and then by skipping a load trigger there, the Deku Tree's mouth isn't loaded, so you can just walk directly into the Deku Tree, no need to watch the cutscene.
And here we'll need some sticks for later, so we need to kill those. But we also got ISG, and that's not for nothing. Basically here, when it's a kind of wine clip, except that you don't take damage. Because you can just, when you re-grab the vine and just shield the damage, you can be inside the wall and just clip through it, and just jump slash and recall. You barely land on the loading zone leading to the boss room.
Very fast dungeon.
Yeah, pretty fast. And so here we cannot kill Goma directly because we need the blue warp to spawn at a specific position. So for this reason we just walked around it, similarly to the previous task, by the way, except that I did it faster here. And we need to manipulate actually the blue warp so that it's close enough to the door, exit door. And
then
here
here
we are actually duping the bottle over the Dekunut slot because we'll no longer need it.
Yeah, and then this is what the bugs are for, is to do the Ocarina item switch on the edge of the blue warp, so you can move around here. And then by moving around all the way to the door and opening the door on just the right frame that the blue warp is trying to start the cutscene of getting the Kakiri Emerald, it causes the wrong warp to go to a completely different place, which was Ganon's castle. And it also gives you the medallion or spiritual stone without having to watch the cutscene also. So that is one dungeon done.
Exactly. And here we are getting the silver rupees, which we don't have the hook shot, so we just use the BMOS explosion to hover up, along with some bombs. And it just keeps pushing the armors entirely, like the previous task in the MST TAS, previous MST TAS. And this is to get bomb shoes again, as we will need them later in the run. And here we are getting what we call the glitched damage value. I basically put away the stick at the same time I took damage and then broke the stick. And this allows to have a fire effect. to light up the torches here in the forest trial, so that we can get past this room later as adult without needing fire arrows or dense fire.
That's a very neat way of going about that room.
Yeah, the quick put away has also the effect of instantly exploding bombs, so you can hover really fast.
And then, cool thing about exiting Ganon's castle as child is that it puts you at Hyrule Castle, and the entrance or the exit for Hyrule Castle that it puts you at happens to be the crawl space right in front of Zelda. So very quick way to get to Zelda.
Yeah, this wrong rope has too many benefits. And here, by side hopping exactly on the first frame, you might already know, but you can make guards completely blind and not get caught. Here, heading to Zelda. We still haven't found a way to skip any to skip Zelda's lullaby. It would be great if this day happens, but nothing so far. So we have to head over to this spot.
Yeah, Lullaby is still needed for magic, I think. Is magic the only thing it's necessary for?
You also need it in a light trial to get a key.
Oh, right.
Although you can kind of skip it.
Yeah, I think there's a new thing.
Later.
Yeah.
But we will see that later. But in the TAS, it won't be skipped. Yeah, I think it's the only 2 spots we needed. I remember correctly.
But yeah, magic is the big one. Like other uses could maybe be skipped, but magic is going to be hard to skip without Lullaby.
And we need magic because we need light arrows to break the seals in Ganon's castle.
Light arrow is too important.
I mean, it's kind of the point of MST also to make you get some items. Otherwise, it would just be all dungeons if we don't do the trials.
Yeah, because like we mentioned earlier, another difference between all dungeons and MST is that all dungeons can use RBA and GIM to get items, while MST can't. MSC having those glitch restrictions, part of it is just because the category is old and it's just like an old rule set, but at the same time it's also something to help differentiate it from all dungeons, because initially the difference between all dungeons and MST was just Ganon's Castle Trials, because some people thought it should be and some people thought it shouldn't be, but the distinction of allowing item manipulation glitches and versus not allowing it also added to the differences, which made it more interesting that they were both a thing. And then a quick death cutscene skip here. By dying right as the cutscene starts, you don't have to watch it, but you still get the song.
The next step we are heading to is Temple of Time. Probably guess already why. And so here, just by side hopping at a fairly precise position, we are able to clip through the door of time. But here in the task context, we also do it with an ESS position to do a twisted side hop and face the wall that we target to redirect our momentum towards the wall. And then with some movement, we are just able to jump and quickly get past the door. And Light Medallion cutscene is again another cutscene that we need to watch to get past as adult. There is a technical, but only like theoretical way to skip the Light Medallion cutscene. But it's the time it takes to set it up is longer than the time it takes to just watch it.
Yeah, so now I get this lovely cutscene. Oh yeah, I guess since it would skip the light medallion, it wouldn't even be legal in MST.
Yeah, maybe. Like, it depends on how we define the rules.
Yeah.
Because by skipping
Lovely.
the light medallion cutscene, you don't get the light medallion, but is it considered as not completing the category?
Yeah, so
That's up.
we'd go into lovely category rule discussions, everyone's favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah, trials means the Ganon's Castle trials. Why is the light medallion least important? Light medallion just doesn't provide any actual function. Like, light medallion is just a thing it gives you in the cutscene, but there's nothing in the game that checks for light medallion, nothing the light medallion does for you. It's just a thing that shows up in your inventory. It serves no actual purpose. No, Rainbow Bridge does not check for it. Rainbow Bridge actually only checks for Shadow and Spear Medallion and Light Arrows. Oh yeah, I guess we haven't talked about version differences yet, right? So this is on 1.0, right?
This is not 1.0. It's not 1.2 either.
Oh, this is 1.1?
It's a really unpopular version, being the 1.1, as it offered a great balance between glitches we could do. Like, at the time I started the TAS, the Sculpture's Corpse push was not found. So I was thinking whether I should use 1.0 or 1.2. Because 1.0 had the blank A trick to get bombs fast. At the time, we did not yet discover the Sculpture Scopes push. And it also had the Bongo Bongo quick kill glitch, which is pretty convenient, but can only be done on 1.0 and 1.1. But 1.1 has also an advantage over 1.0. It's that you can do the bomb OI glitch in this version, 1.1 and 1.2. And bomb OI just saves like between 5 and 6 seconds each time you do it. So each time you need the Ocarina to do the Ocarina items glitch to Wong War, for example, you save 5 to 6 or even 7 seconds in some cases. Like, it depends on places, but it's an average. So at the end you save more than 53 seconds according to my timings when using a bomb Y glitch over just using an empty bottle and catching again the content. So 1.1 had basically the Bongo Bongo quick kill and bomb Y at the same time, so it offers the best time saves.
Okay, cool, interesting. Yeah, that was a quick save warp. this game actually saves in 1 frame, so you can reset the game like the frame after you press A or the same frame. I forgot.
It's just one input frame after you press the button.
Yeah, so it's very quick. You can do pretty much instant resets.
And we are heading now to Kakariko village. It's one of the usual things you do when you turn into adult. And unlike the previous task, now we are not immediately heading to the M-Pace race, but rather to Shadow Temple while refilling all our bombs thanks to the super slide teleport glitch. So we tried to grab the bush while getting teleport. I mean, try to grab the bush while being high enough, and with ISG we just keep this height and try to grab the bush, and then we get teleported up. Pretty old trick. And as we don't have hookshot, of course we need to make a flip to get past the first gate. And here saving a little bit of time by super sliding, because we can move at the same time as the text is showing. And here, if you hit this enemy before it completely spawns, you can save a little bit of time. Usually speedrunners don't quite do it because it can get low enough into the ground, so it's kind of harder to hit it later. But in TAS, it's no problem.
Yeah, especially when you know exactly where he's gonna spawn.
And we are using the brand new boat skip trick. So compared to the previous task, by having a bomb on this slope and having sufficient speed, you can just clip through the wall. Pretty precise trick. And here, this is the bongo bongo quick kill trick I was talking about before. So this glitch is exclusive to 1.0 and 1.1, where it saves about 30 seconds, where by just dropping a bomb you can avoid the intro cutscene of the boss.
Yeah, it also just makes the fight very cool. So the version that RTA speedrunners use for this is it depends on the category, but for MST specifically, WeVC is usually the preferred version.
And this is the bomb Y glitch I was talking about. So if you try to pull off the bomb, if at the last frame you are holding the bomb, you try to pull out a cutscene item, it will just play Ocarina, and this takes about 4 seconds compared to the fish method, to the bottle method, where it takes about 10 seconds. And now that this is done, this is the next part where we finally get the hook shot. So make your predictions.
Oh yeah, so someone in chat asks, is that the reason why getting bombs is child for quick bongo kill and the quick boat skip?
Exactly, like there is no known way to do a trick without bombs. So we had to get the bombs as child. But getting bombs as child is also convenient to save bomb chews, because we'll need them later. And we just got 32 seconds. This was especially thanks to the instant ledge grab thing, where we just avoided the ledge grab by climbing the ledge near a wall. That makes you climb the ledge instantly.
Yeah, so the reason there's no hessing there is if you hess, it actually screws up Danpei's movement, and he like starts to go backwards and starts going out of bounds and doing weird stuff. So hessing is actually slower there.
Exactly.
Cool little tech tight A slide there. Also these movements he's doing here, these are A slides and Z slides. When Link is like jittering back and forth, that's an A slide, which is moving the control stick. Is it from neutral to left and right every frame, I think?
This is when you want to go backwards, but forward A slide is like you hold back and neutral alternatively.
Right, and then there's the other version where you hear the Z being pressed every other frame. And both of those are similar to Hess, where they can like preserve your speed, but they lose speed anytime you have to turn with them, as opposed to Hessing, which keeps your speed. But sometimes sometimes A slides and Z slides are better. The advantage they have is they can be started with a single hit here shield, whereas a Hess needs multiple hits, which usually means a bomb.
A Hess, you can technically do it with one hit. We will do that in the run at some point.
Yeah, in very specific situations, yeah.
Yeah.
But like for example, the Tektite slide at the beginning of Death Mountain Trail, that was an A slide that you wouldn't have been able to do a Hess there.
Yeah, that's for sure. And by the way, we just clipped through the wall leading to the ferries with a specific angle without needing to blow up the wall, as you noticed. And the next step is that we will need some songs to come back there later. So we are heading to the Bolero cutscene. But because we don't want to watch it, we are just going to skip it. Basically by grabbing the ledge with some downward speed, it makes you grab the ledge, but you also fall towards the floor while the cutscene plays, and you can just then release to fall through the floor and void out to skip the cutscene. And you get the bolero, of course. And we are again heading over to other places, and here we can just skip Meadow with some specific positioning of the Hess, and also refill our bombs on the way.
Nice, and being able to Hess all the way across the Sacred Force Meadow maze.
Of course, had to be done. It's just too slow to go with cochlear boots. And here we just by turning in the opposite direction of the stairs, you can have enough height to just clip out of bounds, to just jump out of bounds and skip the cutscene by voiding out. So we also got the minuet here. And here the nice trick we saw in the old dungeon no doors TAS as well, to skip the scale to die. And we are heading to our next dungeon, which we just clip through the ladder here, and heading over to Lake Halia to go to Water Temple.
Oh, that was a
With
really
just some
nice,
precise
like mini
with-
super swim there.
Yeah, it avoids like surfacing time and swimming, which just saves quite a bunch of time. And again, take tight, just not to use explosives. When we can save explosive, we just do it because it's cooler, and it also saves time for later. Here we are skipping the door with just 2 bombs by using a low height ground clip. So if you hover up with just 1 bomb, you will be glued to the ground after some frames. But if on this frame where you get back to the ground you get hit, you can have enough both downward speed and speed towards the door to clip through like a ground clip, and just get past the door. And we can see it's 1.1 also because MOFA has the different layout, different texture, or I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, texture. But yeah, that was a
Yeah,
very nice
MOFA.
fight. I always love seeing that fight started, like where you actually hit from the platform.
And we are again doing another bomb. Why? Because it's faster to delay the warp, and just pull out the bomb and just die. Skip the cutscene. And this time we don't need to get fire arrows like the previous task, because we already fulfilled the requirements in Forest Trial, for example. We already lighted up the torches. So we're going to the next dungeon while refilling our bombs, of course. And with a precise mega flip, I mean fairly lenient actually, you can just clip through this stone and just get back to Zora's domain. And here the reason why we did pause and unpause without doing anything is that while you pause, the ice momentum kind of resets, and we use this to instantly change our angle without sliding on the ice, so that you can directly go to the water. And this is actually another use of Zelda's Lullaby we said before, so we needed to get Force Wind now, because we will again need it for later.
Nice little tech type mega flip for a quick Hess through the water there.
And we need to head over to the next dungeon already. Basically, the Jabu Jabu has the loading zone to reach it is still there as adult. It's just inside the ice, and by hovering low enough, you can just make a flip during our hover to reach this loading zone by clipping inside the ice. And unfortunately, in Jabu Jabu's belly, we haven't yet found a way to skip Ruto, because we needed to get into the platform, the switch, I mean, where you go to the boomerang room, and there's no way to skip it, so we just need to take Ruto to that switch. I mean, you can skip it, of course, without SRM and other glitches.
Yeah.
Memory glitches. I mean, it's also possible to, like, with force wind, to load the boomerang room and by wrong warping or something. I did see it during my research, but it was just too slow to set up, so it's just faster to do it normally. Yeah, void warping, not wrong warping. And we need to take damage here for later, but we also need to refill our bombs. And this guy has a 1/16 chance of dropping a bomb.
I love the Octorok bomb drop.
And we also make Ruto say stuff. And here, just to reach it, to reach the other side faster, we can just use Ruto to super slide and grab it from farther away. It's just a little faster than by walking normally. And there we got to our spot. And here we again take damage from the bombs, so we have 1 heart left. And I manipulated this fairy for 2 reasons. We'll need it later, and also to open the chest faster, because you can just move, start moving faster when you catch something at the same time the cutscene plays. But we also need the fairy later.
Yeah, sorry chat, no Vibruto, it's not optimal.
Yeah. And here is we are first equipping Boomerang with equip swap glitch, but here we are also clipping through the wall with a Hess thing, with some very precise positioning. Basically, we can just clip through walls with a certain setup and reach the loading zone. And you notice that we equip Boomerang, this is with equip swap glitch. So by putting our cursor on the boomerang and moving towards the map section and coming back, we can equip it by selecting force wind with up right, with up left, and then equip the boomerang as adult. This makes it possible, of course, to beat Barinade as adult. And here on the last hit, you can defeat Barinade without the boomerang, without stunning him, just by making damage to it as soon as Barinade is getting up. So it avoids using the boomerang on the last shot. And here we needed the fairy for this, because we are again wrong warping, but this warp is a bit different, works a bit differently. So we are getting our bomb, getting the dialogue, clipping through the wall, and side hopping into the loading zone at the same time the cutscene starts playing. We just wrong warp to the Longest Cavern boss room. And here we needed to exit and re-enter the room, because if we did it immediately, then the wrong warp later would not work. So we just needed to exit and re-enter the room.
Having fun during the fight.
We have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's a bit boring, but yeah, for people also who don't know, I basically put the bomb on the mouth of the Longo with just a backflip. Not many people know about that, but it's pretty great thing.
Yeah, his mouth hitbox is just low enough so you can like feed him a bomb or a chew. And he also eats chews, if you didn't know. Just harder than a bomb.
And here we are using 3 bombs to do our one warp. Because we don't want to use our bottle, it's just too slow. And we are instantly wrong warped to Gerudo's training grounds, which is very convenient because it just allows to skip Hyrule Field and Gerudo Valley, which are just too long to travel. And so here by hookshotting about this, you can just creep through the ceiling. And with a very precise mega flip, it's possible to clip through the door without getting caught.
Yeah, I have not seen that. I have not seen mega flip ground clipping through the gate.
Yeah, it was just super precise because you could clip through, but you would sometimes get caught because it depends on your camera angle.
Yeah.
And it had to be manipulated in such a way that you don't get caught. It was pretty painful to manipulate, but it worked at the end. And so here we are heading to the temple, but not from the main entrance. It's just so slow. So we are killing this Cultula and interrupting the phase where we get the token. Because by hookshotting this thing while watching at the gold Cultula, we just get propelled very high and high enough to reach this and just head to the chest.
Very nice.
And here, keeping the hover boots was faster than unequipping it and re-equipping it during the slide. And we are in Spirit Temple. And we are not going to fight this guy because it's just too slow. We are going to skip it. By jump slashing through this with height and hessing to get past this fight. And so we are out of bounds. and need to go to the boss room, where we use those bombs to do another low height ground clip and land on a tiny piece of land that is out of bounds, and just reach the main room where the statue is and climb it with just hover boots. Clip inside the head and jump slash, side hop jump slash to the loading zone. Like this side hop and jump slash is super precise. Trying to do without hover boots, that's it's possible.
Yeah, that was very cool. Is that even RTA viable? That could be doable RTA, but doable fast is a different question.
Exactly, like most things I do here are viable RTA, but it's just too slow to set up, so you will end up losing time RTA.
Hey, do you want to talk about the cutscene skip?
Yeah, so we did again the same thing where you grab the ledge at the same time the cutscene starts, and you basically grab the ledge but continue falling towards the floor, and then you just release the ledge to fall through the floor and void out to skip the cutscene. It works the same as the Bolero cutscene skip we saw earlier. And here, since we are in a tool-assisted context, we can manipulate these twins to get the best RNG. Sure, so the way that works is that they can, after damaging one of the sisters, you can instantly get a second shot and a third shot by manipulating them correctly, and we just get them down pretty quickly. And here I just manipulated also the fire one, such that it's super close. So it's like a fourth, a quadruple, but it's not, because actually getting a real quadruple is slower, because the sister will just travel around, make a quick turn, which takes a bit of time, and it's faster to just have the other sister come to the center. And something cool about this is that if you stay close enough to where Twin Rova intends to go, you can avoid her traveling to the next platform. So that's a bit faster than waiting for her to travel to the next platform.
That mega flip on the last hit of the ice beam was so cool.
Yeah, I was basically too far away to reach Twin Rova fast enough, and mega flipping just made this possible to reach.
So it was optimal, not even just showing off.
Yeah, I could have manipulated her so that it's in another platform that is a little bit closer, but this is very cool, so I just keep it.
No, in an RTA setting, there's no way to manipulate Twin Rova. There's things you can do to give yourself the best possible odds, but you can never guarantee that Twin Rova will do what you want.
And we don't want to watch the cutscene again. So another bomb UI. Play our song. And just die at the correct time. Just respawn at the entrance of the dungeon. And here we are taking damage from the pots and from the bomb because we'll need to die again later. Because we are heading to our next temple. With the ledge clip here, we can just reach the temple a little faster than falling normally. And we can also take damage on the way. And we need another fairy again.
Really, because you're almost dead.
While taking damage, and basically when we have 1 out of 16 hearts, 1/16 heart, and this causes the timer to go out. So we have infinite time here. I mean, until we of course get health back. We fill our bombs, and what we are doing with this pot is that we are throwing it. It has a fairy inside, and we are throwing it towards the center of the room because we will need it.
Nice. That was a. Go ahead.
Yeah, by hookshotting the platform at the same time we watch the arena, we can just go super high up and land on the room above, which is where the boulders are. And so we are ledge clipping, dying, getting revived by the fairy and blocking the damage with the shield, because we get ISG with that. And we just clip through the floor. And that's why we needed all our bomb chews before.
Yeah, and so the room above was in the unloaded state where you can't really do anything, and so that clip was to fall down enough to hit the load trigger below with the hover, and now he's hovering back up, now with the room fully loaded.
Yeah, so this is a skip that was long thought in the community, and it was achieved some years ago, but it required like 50 explosive or something, and I got it down to 20, 26 or 25.
Yeah, so that's a huge skip.
Yeah, it saves 2 minutes. The flare dancer is a little bit manipulated. We are actually hookshotting it on the platform because it's a little bit faster. It has less distance to travel to the ground, so we can just damage it earlier. And of course the bomb drop.
The optimal climbing, jumping to it to save a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's a little faster than just climbing normally.
The Hess all the way up. Oh, don't even turn the fire off.
Don't even need the switch, because it was discovered that if you hookshot the chest while being close enough of the fire, you can just open it. And setting again Force Wind, we'll need to come back there later. And heading over to the next temple. Because all we need is hammer so far, because we need it in some spots, like the trials, in Shadow Trial, if I remember, Water Trial, etc. So hammer is not a skippable item, and Volvagia, of course. So it's Forest Temple. Here we are dropping and catching again our bugs, because if you catch your bugs, as soon as the cutscene starts playing, you can skip a part of the cutscene, and it's a little faster than watching the cutscene. Of course, RTA, it's maybe not really useful, yeah, like viable, because you would end up losing time pause buffering.
Yeah, in RTA it's good if you want to get to the basement earlier, but just for time skipping the cutscene, not really worth it. But in this, even a tiny bit of time saved is going to be good.
And so here we are dropping 3 bombs to get pushed by them with a hammer recoil in order to open the room far enough and just get inside the wall. And from there we used those bombs to die by hookshotting at the same time the chest to get spawned up there. And we just set our spawn point to a high enough coordinate such that when we respawn, the Stalfos fight for the ballroom just starts.
Yeah, this fight does not start if you enter the room from below. So that's why you can't just hover up. You have to actually start the room while high up enough. And that's what the hookshot jump and the entrance point glitch does. And then very quick fight. Yes, and the lag. That fight just always lags as soon as you kill them all.
And we are immediately heading over to the boss room. It's just a bomb. We are able to get enough speed to clip through the pillar and just jump slash to it.
So the reason for needing the bow is primarily for light arrows, because light arrows are really important in this category, and you can't shoot them if you don't have arrows, and you need the bow to get arrows, at least without RPA.
Yeah, there is no like if you get the light arrows without bow, you just can't get you can get arrows to shoot the light arrows because you don't have the quiver.
Now a lot of waiting here, so just time to dance and mess around and shoot the hookshot diagonally.
Yeah, with ESS you can just do some really strange and fancy shots and just get them like that. And here Phantom Ganon is vulnerable to the sword when you try to hookshot him. Like he does his spin animation and you are able to hit him with the sword, and it just makes him fall down, and we are repeating this twice to defeat it very fast without needing to play tennis, basically. And like other cutscene, medallion cutscenes, we're also skipping this one.
I like how many times you went within range of the heart container and didn't pick it up.
Yeah, that's a property when you hold the bomb.
But yeah, another nice cutscene skip there. That one's a particularly long cutscene. It's like 3 minutes.
And we actually completed our last dungeon. our last dungeon before the doing the trials, because we still have Fire Temple to finish, but it's enough to trigger the light arrows cutscene, because you only spirit medallion and shadow medallion to trigger this cutscene. So even if you don't have fire medallion, yeah, it's okay, and we can do Ganon's castle.
Yeah, so for RNG manipulation in task runs, the RNG still has to be manipulated manually. So like these are actual, real RNG values that the game can make. It's just you have to play around with it until you get exactly what you want.
Yeah, there are several ways to manipulate RNG also, like, for example, Navi, makes RNG calls. So for example, when you're standing still and press A, you can put away or equip Navi, and this makes RNG calls, and we can manipulate it like that. And also when you enter a new area in a loading zone, you can also change your inputs and alternate some analog values, and that will provide you with a different RNG. And so these are examples, but there are multiple ways to manipulate RNG and get what you want.
How hard was a lot of the RNG manipulation in this run? Like, was it normally stuff you can get done pretty quickly, or did some take forever?
Most of the RNG manip I did was done manually, and it was quite painful, but it did not take like weeks or days. I was able to get them just in some minutes of trying. But for some manipulations, I also used the brute forcer. So shoutouts to Bruce Chankel also for providing me a script to brute force RNG. I used it twice to manipulate bomb drops in Lost Woods when we go to Zorus River, from Lost Woods to Zorus River, and also in the Death Mountain crater, where we blew up a rock with the bomb to get a bomb drop. I also used the brute forcer there. And basically the way brute forcer works is just that it plays some random inputs when you enter a loading zone. And as I said, doing some inputs before entering the loading zone changes the RNG, and it just finds the RNG that works. But yeah, most of it was manual. How many times did I visit you while making this task? By VC Crash. This is N64.
No VC
Because
crashes
obviously
here.
TASes are done on the N64, because you can technically TAS on Wii by using a Dolphin emulator, but nobody has even done that, because it's basically an emulator of emulator, since you're emulating the Wii, which itself emulates N64. Nobody has done that, as far as I know, at least. So all tasks you see from this game are usually on N64 emulators. So no VC Crash.
Although, similar question in No VC Crash, did you have a lot of desync issues with this, or desync issues like mostly good now with OOT?
Yeah, so it happens time to time, especially when you're in areas where RNG changes a lot, like Cochlear Forest. You have a lot of particles around, and they change a lot of RNG. And when you make a save state and load it, sometimes it's not consistent. so you can get a desync there. For example, I got a desync at the very beginning in the rock section, and so I had to redo the rock section again. But I also got other desyncs. So yeah, it happens like every 5 minutes in average, I would say, but it's pretty random. And we need to go to Ganon's castle to complete the trials. But we are not watching the Rainbow Bridge cutscene because it's just too slow. So we are just equipping our hover boots, passing, and just barely cross the gap with some precise movement. It's about 15 seconds faster.
Yeah, and then the torches here were already lit because they were lit as child way back at the beginning of the run.
Yeah, so we don't need fire arrows near the Radiant's Fire, which is pretty good.
Yeah, Fire Arrows was a big like time sink for MST for a long time until quick put away was found.
Yeah, it was a big constraint in routing because you needed to get to Water Temple as soon as the day turns. But now this constraint is no longer there. You saw a bomb drop from the BMOs, but now you will see even more bomb drops. Because Freezards also have 1 out of 16 chance to drop a bomb. We got 1 and 2. And we are able to creep through the door by shutting them close enough of it while facing the door. And here, to activate this switch without blue fire, we just clip out of bounds, jump slash, and activate the switch like that. And something convenient with that is that you can side hop and backflip midair while in this state, so you can just you can save a little bit of time there compared to the previous TAS. For Shadow Trial, we don't have fire arrows, so we need to cross the gap without lighting up the torch. And so we just do that with a Hess. And refill our magic on the way. And that's one use of hammer we cannot skip, along with in Water Trial.
Also skipped gold gauntlets. No need for those.
Exactly. We don't need it because you normally need it to go to Light Trial and also in Fire Trial. But if we did not take it, it means we don't need it. here,
the-
hissing out of the torch slug.
yeah. So there's the gold gauntlet skip for this. Just grab that ledge at a very precise spot, and then Link can just grab the ledge even though the gold gauntlet's block is sitting on top of it.
And here we also don't need gauntlets, because with a certain angle you can just clip and speed. Of course, you can clip inside. Look, and we are doing again the triple bomb push trick to get past the block, and that's what I was talking about earlier with Zelda's Lullaby skip. You can just do the first room with the enemies normally, get the key, do the skip, and then open this door right here. So you can normally skip Lullaby, but it's faster to play Lullaby here.
Also,
Defeating enemies.
one really interesting thing about how that room works, which is the reason why that's even possible in the first place, is the room with the enemies and the room with the chest are actually the same room, and the door doesn't actually change rooms, which is really weird because it's one of the rare cases in the game where even though there's a door in the room, it's still considered the same room.
In fact, it's the only case I know about, but it's pretty convenient.
I think the
Case.
only other room I know of is in Dodongo's cavern, going to the first Lizalfos fight on the bottom, but that's like completely meaningless.
I already completed this room, so I just head to the next, and we are doing a weird shot to reach the other side. The way it works is that during an A slide, if you pull up the hook shot, you can just go underground and hook shot from there. And because we did not have magic, the light arrows just shoot regular arrows, and we use the torch to light it up on fire. So it saves a bit of time compared to equipping fire arrows, but we don't have fire arrows, so it just skips fire.
Alright, and that's all the trials.
And we already completed trials, yeah.
Oh, there's still one thing missing, which is Fire Medallion.
Exactly. So we are coming to it. We will do it. And we are heading there just to save warp. Because actually we can normally walk back to Fire Temple, but it won't work. I mean, the trick we will do later won't work if we don't save warp. And here we are avoiding damage and ledge clipping to get into the boss room directly. And not taking damage is important because we will need some time to beat Volvagia. Yes, defeating Ganon is mandatory in MST. You can't wrong walk to credits. That's not allowed in this category.
Yeah, that's another one of those all dungeons MST differences, where all dungeons can wrong warp to the credits, but MST can't.
And Volvagia has actually a hitbox under this platform, and by witch shotting, which I explained earlier, we can just reach this hitbox to damage the Volvagia, even if it is not stunned instant state. And so we can defeat it very quickly in just one phase. And unlike other worm warps, we are not dying here because we are doing another type of worm warp.
Better do it quick. Just beat the
Basically, you
timer.
can clip through this, and boom, we reach the loading zone just as the game tries to warp us, and this gives worm warps to Ganon's castle. The tower collapse escape, I mean. And we can just hover up this thing because we'll need it to clip out of bounds. And to skip the part where Ganondorf just falls. And with a very, very precise jump slash, you can barely reach below the last room.
Nice.
And go straight there. And the super slide here saves a little bit of time because you can move during the cutscene. So Zelda gets to its spot faster. And for a reason I don't know here, the first part of the cutscene is skipped. Maybe if you know.
Oh yeah, actually I do. So the reason for not having the collapse cutscene here is actually it's a shared flag with getting caught in Gerudo Fortress. So because you got caught in Gerudo Fortress, you also skipped that cutscene.
Interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of back when Hundo was first doing collapse skip. We were so confused on why that was sometimes happening and sometimes not, and had to do a lot of research into that to figure out what was going on.
This is actually cool because I didn't even know when I did the routing. I only saw that when I was actually making the run. So I was surprised by that.
Okay, so for the flag getting unset, the flag is unset when the collapse starts normally. So if you were to like beat Ganondorf and the collapse sequence starts normally, then the flag gets unset to make sure that like in a casual playthrough that it behaves properly. And then also for people asking why Fire Temple was done after the trials, this is also why, because it lets you skip the Ganondorf fight, skip the collapse section fast, skip the climb up to Ganondorf.
Yeah, in the previous TAS we did the Ganondorf normally, which it takes about 5 minutes from the trials end to the collapse part. So one warping to it is just much faster.
The Ganon spin.
Yeah, I had to do it. It did not cost time, surprisingly. I thought you could only reach the tail with a jump slash, but actually you can with just a crouch stab without wasting time.
Alright, and that's time. Or I guess technically task timing is slightly later, but we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, so I can give the timing details since now we reached the end of the run. So let me go back to my file. So in task timing, this is 1 hour 28 minutes and 2.63 seconds. And on the RTA timing, from Link's first movement to get to the final blow cutscene, it's 1 hour 21 minutes and 54.57 seconds.
Wow, so I think that's 20 minutes faster than RTA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember.
And
Yeah,
what is that?
Marco has the one cut.
Almost 15 minutes faster than the previous tests.
Yeah, 14.5-ish minutes
Yeah.
faster than the previous test.
So yeah, that test was pretty great. I love Fire Temple especially. I've wanted to see that trick like actually viable for so. I mean, TAS viable still, but I love that trick.
Yeah, it's not viable RTA because of
Yeah.
the fairy RNG manip.
Just yeah, we just
That's
gotta figure out how to manipulate the fairy. That's all.
kind of reminds of the zombie hovering in Wind Waker
Yeah.
at a certain time.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare. But yeah, that was extremely good test. Hope everyone enjoyed. I assume you all enjoyed, right, chat?
Yeah, I do hope everyone enjoyed. It was pretty long to make. Like it took almost 3 years to make, and if we take into account the research and routing process, it's even more than that.
It was well worth it.
And for the chat, I also would like to say something is that I'm going to submit this to tasvideos.org, which is the website where TASes are published. Like this is the speedrun.com, but for TASes, if you prefer. And I would like you to vote on your favorite screenshot. Like I selected 3 I like, and one which will be featured in the run page. I sent the link in the chat so that you can vote for your favorite screenshot, so that we can together select the one you preferred. And this is actually now the test timing just stopped here. This is until the final input, which is the Zelda text dialogue.
All right. So that was pretty cool. So do you want to show? You want me to show the extra videos now?
Yeah.
We have
So
a few bonuses. All right. So let me stop this. Okay. So. Oh wait.
The first, yeah, you can pause.
Oh wait.
You can pause here. So.
Chat, were you getting double audio there? I think that was probably double audio. Hold on. I may or may not have been having audio issues before stream that I had to. Oh no. I'm trying to fix stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Bombchu one.
So just before you play back, maybe a little bit of context. So this test was made before School to Scope's push was found, and I used another strat to get bomb choose. And this is the strat we call it bubble vine clip. So I just let you play the FG.
Yeah, hold on. Audio. Oh my god, why is audio so hard? Okay, can you guys hear now? Yeah, okay, that's fine.
What we are doing here is that we are manipulating the bubble. I mean, stunning the bubble so that we can move it, and we are moving it to the vine so that we can just vine clip and just get to the bomb choose. So this was done in like 2021, early 2021. And The next thing I want to show is in the collision viewer in Deku Tree to show you how close we are of the how close we are about the previous room.
Yeah, so this will show
The
the collision here about how this looks out of bounds.
exactly.
So all the fun colors right there is the out of bounds stuff. So you could see if I play that back again. So like right here, this is like right above the room where the 231 scrubs are. And then that little square right behind Link there is the loading trigger right behind the door. And you see Link just barely hits it. And then
This was the other, and
one
in
more.
Spirit Temple there was an out of bounds section, and you could not see anything, so it's not really fun maybe. So with the collision viewer, I let you view what it looks like.
This one, it looks a little bit glitchy because I guess the collision viewer here doesn't really like some of the Spirit Temple textures, but it'll look
Yeah,
fine in a second.
it will get fixed when we get out of bounds.
Yeah, so now this is all the Spirit Temple collision. So this room, this is the Anubis and Beamos room. And this is the door leading down to the main room of Spirit Temple. And here is main room of Spirit Temple. This is climbing up the statue. Flipping into the statue's head, and then barely jump slashing out of bounds into the loading zone for Twinrova's boss room. But yeah, so yeah, that was the very cool out of bounds tricks there.
Yeah, so I also would like to give maybe some shout outs. So before we end up, so there was lots of people, who inspired me to make this run. First of all, of course, the Ocarina of Time community as a whole for finding all the cool tricks I used in this run. And some specific people I want to mention are obviously Mr. Grunts and Blue Bibla they are former testers which enabled me to use some inputs. There was Nerds with Game which helped with the collision viewer script. It helped a lot in Spirit Temple, which we saw just before. There's Tharo for the collision script as well to adapt it because it did not initially work on version 1.1. Bruce Schenkel, as I said, for brute forcing the bomb drop in Lost Woods and in Death Mountain Crater. Security for giving advice on routing and strategies. Migo6 for advising on routing. And also on Julian 1000 for the link bot script, which enabled actually to play Ocarina songs, which I used in Spirit Temple for the song we just played. And of course the team behind the practice ROM, so GZ, for simplifying the testing of routes and strategies, which was super useful and saved me a lot of time. And obviously thank you for the community for watching, for being there, and I hope to see you for maybe another task, who knows.
Would love to see another one. But yeah, thanks for doing this. This was very, very great test. Think everyone loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy.